Why I love neurodiversity. When I say I love neurodiversity, some people may look at me very strange. Yes, I love it. Really? Yes, I do. And it's not because it's easy, not because it's trendy, and it's definitely not because my brain feels organised, because really, if you see my brain on a Monday morning, you know that isn't true. For 17 years, I worked in corporate. Spreadsheets, meetings, performance, reviews, back-to-back calendars. I learned how to be professional. I learned how to mask. I learned how to sit still when my brain wanted to sprint. I learned how to nod when I was overstimulated. I learned how to over-prepare because I was terrified about being found out. And I was good at it. Too good. But underneath the competence was the exhaustion. Because when your brain works differently, the systems weren't built for you in mind. And you spend a lot of time and energy trying to look like everyone else. Then came the diagnosis. Well, before I started work with dyslexia. Then later in life, autism and ADHD. And suddenly the story changed. Nothing about me was broken, my brain wasn't wrong, and it was wired differently. And that's neurodiversity. It's the understanding that brains vary, just like personalities, culture, fingerprints. Some of us process language visually, some of us think in pictures, some in patterns, some feel everything deeply. And when you understand that, something shifts from shame to strength. Now, I'm also a parent of a neurodivergent child, and if you want a crash course in humility, patience and advocacy and unconditional love, become a parent of a child who doesn't fit the tick box. You learn very quickly that behaviour is communication. You learn that meltdowns are not manipulation. You learn that school systems are not always built for every nervous system or learning style. You learn to fight gently but firmly, and you learn to celebrate the smallest of wins. And you also learn that the world desperately needs the ways of thinking. Because neurodivergent children that grow into neurodivergent adults, and these adults become inventors, creators, entrepreneurs, artists, analysts, carers, leaders. Neurodivergent people notice what others miss. We question the assumptions, we care deeply, we hyperfocus, we connect the dots not even visible to most people. And yes, sometimes we forget where my keys are, or the conversation I had with you in the print when I got back to my desk and forgot what you asked me to do. But I wouldn't swap the creativity and the empathy that comes with thinking differently. What I love most about neurodiversity is this. It invites us to move from judgment to curiosity. Instead of asking, what's wrong with you? We ask, what do you need? Instead of saying, just try harder, we say, how can we adjust this? Instead of assuming laziness, we consider overload. Instead of labelling someone difficult, we ask, what environment might allow you to thrive? Because without empathy, we miss the human in front of us. Without understanding, we push people to survive rather than succeed. Choosing love in this space is not soft, it's powerful. It's saying, I will try to understand your experience even if it's different from mine. I will believe you when you tell me something is hard. I will celebrate them small wins with you. That's why I do what I do. I want children to sit in the classroom and feel seen, not less. Not too much, not too difficult. I want parents to feel understood, not judged, not blamed, not exhausted and alone. I want adults in the workplace to stop masking themselves into burnout. I want leaders to recognise that inclusion isn't about charity, it's about unlocking potential. Neurodiversity isn't about superpowers, it's about humanity. It's about recognising that different nervous systems exist and that difference is not a flaw. When we choose empathy, we create environments where people don't have to hide. When we choose understanding, we reduce shame. When we choose love, we build spaces that people can be fully themselves. And when people are fully themselves, that's when the magic happens. What you're doing is that you're creating the innovation happens, the connections happen, and real belonging happens. So yes, I love neurodiversity because it's taught me to love my own brain, because it's taught me to see the strengths within my child, because it reminds me daily that thinking differently isn't something to be fixed, it's something to be valued. We don't all think the same, and thank goodness for that, because the world doesn't need more sameness. It needs all of us.